You down with LCS? You down with LCS? You down with LCS? Who's down with LCS? You down with LCS? You down with LCS? You down with LCS? Who down with LCS?
Hey YouTube, happy Tuesday evening. Just figured I'd do an impromptu live stream. I'm off this week, so figured I'd jump in, and I was actually out and about at a couple comic book shops today, so I figured I'd jump in and show some of the books I got, and just a couple things that happened today when I was out. It was so pretty interesting. Jay, thanks for stopping in. Good evening. Yeah, I'm off from work this week, so I figured I'd do a little impromptu live stream. So I'll give it a minute or two, see if anybody else jumps in. I usually, don't just jump on with live stream, so I was free this evening, so I figured I'd do a quick one. Was out and about, visited a couple LCSs that I haven't been to in a while, so picked up a couple books and. So it was interesting. I went to an LCS that I've gone to occasionally. And, they carry a lot of back issues. What they do is not a lot of older books, but what they do is for recent books, they basically just leave them on the shelf. And they have a discount if you buy 5 books, they'll give you 2 free. So 5 for 7. And then they do another thing. If you buy 10 books, they give you 5 free. So 15 books for the price of 10. So Jimmy G. So I actually went to that LCS today, and I was going to kind of dig through some of the recent back issues to see if I could find anything or some variant covers. But they had this week's new comic books from Marvel up already. So today's Tuesday. These books usually don't come out until Wednesday. So this is Wolverine Patch, which is a new book this week, and then Venom Lethal Protector, which they already had on the shelves. So I was kind of baffled by it. I've never seen it before, where an LCS, and I typically don't go to LCSs on Tuesdays because new books come out on Wednesday, but I was really surprised to see that they had books that are scheduled to be released tomorrow on Wednesday today. So I picked up these two because I don't have them at my pull list on my regular LCS. So, but it was interesting to see that they already had, this week's books. I didn't even look at this week's books because they have them in a different section. And one of the owner said, "Hey, he asked me if I was looking for anything in particular." I said, I'm just looking." He says, "Oh, well, the new books are over here." Not thinking that the new books, meaning tomorrow's books, I was thinking it was last Wednesday's books. So it was pretty interesting to see. These are 2 books that, like I said, I didn't have on my pull list yet at my regular LCS. So I went and, I figured out, let me pick them up while I can. And actually this is obviously Scotty Young cover. So I wasn't sure if my LCS would have that. So I said, let me grab it. And this is the Venom Lethal Protector A cover. And the actual store actually had a few variants as well, but I just went with the A cover. But it was just, like I said, really kind of strange that they already had these Marvel books up on the shelf on a Tuesday. So, Shop, thanks for stopping in. How are you? I don't. It was kind of a strange experience. So, I realized that these books there, so I grabbed those, and then I did pick up a couple back issues. So I picked up 7 books for the price of 5. So I just picked up some Star Wars books. I know there's some spec around the High Republic, so I picked up a couple copies. Some of these books, some covers. This, I believe, is issue, getting a glare on it, issue 5. But I believe, and that's the A cover. This issue 6, I had not seen this variant cover before, so I picked that up. And just picked up a few other High Republic issues. That's issue 11. And then picked up issue 12. So, cover price, but like I said, if you bought 5 books, you got 2 free. So I picked up some other books. Jerry, thanks for stopping in. Yeah, kind of like I said, I usually don't go live like too much during the week, so I figured I'd jump in today. I'm on vacation this week, so have a little extra free time on my hands. So I figured why not do a live stream? Um, Actually going to meet up with Nick, the comic nerd, tomorrow at our LCS. We both actually go to the same LCS, but we always miss each other. So I'm actually we're going to actually meet up in the morning tomorrow. So I'll get to meet Nick for the first time. We've, like I said, we live nearby, but we've never connected. So actually going to go out and see Nick tomorrow for the first time. So that's pretty cool. So I picked up this too. This was Amazing Spider-Man 78. This was a Deadpool variant Liefeld cover. So this was actually one of the free books because I bought 5 books. You get 2 free. So pick that up. And then I picked up Amazing Spider-Man 88 with Queen Goblin cover. This was another cover I didn't have. So pick that up. And then I picked up, this was a book from 2 weeks ago. But my LCS was out of it. They only had a single cover. So I picked this up. I know this is the Punisher logo that everybody's losing their minds over. So I went ahead and picked that up too. So I figured, why not? So that was the books I picked up today. But it was interesting when I was in the shop is very. It looks like a father and son that run the shop, and the shop is it's not very well organized. They have a bunch, like I said, they keep a bunch of the last like 3 or 4 months worth of new releases up on the shelf, but the shelves are not. It's like a grate, and the books like kind of flop over, and they're not in good condition. So it's just the store is very like unorganized. But as I was paying for these set of books, um, another guy walks in and he had a Gemini box, and he said, "Hey, I want to get he knew the owner, and he said, "Hey, I want to get your opinion on this grade." So I'm watching him open up the box, and out pops a Hulk 181, and the book looked like it was in really really good shape. So I'm not sure if the gentleman that walked in was selling the book or just trying to get the owner's opinion on what he thought the raw grade of the book was. But it was the first time I've actually seen a Hulk 181 in person. And like I said, it looked like it was in really great shape. So I didn't stick around. I paid for my books and I kind of walked out. But the owner was still kind of looking over the spine of the book, and the guy that walked in with the book said, "Hey, the value stamp is there. It's a complete book." So I'm not sure if, like I said, I don't know if he was trying to sell it to the store or if he was just trying to get their opinion on price. But it was nice to actually see a Hulk 181 in person, raw copy that looked like I said was in really, really good shape. It was probably, I took a quick look at it. It looked like it was probably an 8.0. Color looked good. I didn't, and the owner was looking at the spine. So, just catching up on the chat. The Punisher cover. That one I hadn't seen before. So I figured, let me pick it up. Comic Vet, thanks for stopping in. And you've got your show tomorrow night, right? New Comic Book Day, and I was mentioning it probably before you jumped in. So I know Wednesday's New Comic Book Day, but I happened to stumble across I went to an LCS that is kind of like one of my backup LCSs, and they had new this week's new books, Marvel books, out on the shelf already, which was kind of strange. I've never seen that before. Where assuming obviously they get shipped in a day or two or a couple days ahead of time so that the store can organize them. But I guess it seems like this store is actually putting the books up on the shelf as soon as they come in, which is kind of strange. So, main event, David, thanks for stopping in. Yep, all is good. On vacation this week, so got some extra time on my hands, and so I hit. That was one LCS I hit. And then I tracked down too. If anybody wants to jump in, I'll drop the link. Just kind of hanging out. So if anybody wants to jump in, there's the link. Yep. Yeah, I'm probably going to jump on tomorrow night, Chris. First time. Usually, evenings 6, 7 o'clock is tough for me. I'm home, dinner and stuff with the family. So, but they're actually my wife and sons are down visiting my daughter this week down in Florida in Orlando. So I'm the bachelor this for till tomorrow night. They don't get home until about 10 or 11 tomorrow night. So I've been. On my own, surviving. So, yeah, that was the A cover for Venom, Lethal Protector. So interesting to. I'm hopefully gonna. I haven't read them yet. I'm gonna probably read them tonight. So get a little head start on the books for this week. So, um, but yeah, Chris. So I'll probably definitely jump on your show tomorrow night and hang out. That'll be good. I'm meaning to do that. I just haven't had the opportunity to jump on. So. Um, And then one of the other things I did today was I when I originally collected in the 80s, the early 80s, there was an LCS that I used to always go to. It was located by a big shopping mall, and it was the LCS that I always went to. It was really the only comic book shop that I knew was around at the time, and it was located by a mall. And so if I before I was driving, I could catch the bus and go to the store, or if I was going to the mall with my family, then I could run over to the comic book shop. And they had the shopping center that they were in got redone probably in like the early 90s, and I thought the store had closed, but I was able to kind of track them down today. So they were originally called the Bat Cave, and I found a little history on the store. The store opened in 1979, and they actually had some problems with the name. Assuming DC Comics or somebody, Warner Brothers, somebody came after them, and basically they had to change their name. They couldn't be called the Batcave anymore, and so they changed their name to Long Island Comics. And I thought they were closed. Um, yes, only when the family leaves town is that's when you have time to yourself. So I'm soaking it in. I've been playing video games this week and going out to LCSs that I normally don't go to. So yeah, I've only got they've been gone since Sunday. They're back tomorrow night. So um, you have to maximize that time when you're. But my kids are older now. They're young adults at this point. So it makes things a little bit easier. I'm not running them around to soccer practice or football practice or whatever, a friend's house. Not when they're younger. You've got more parental responsibilities. So, um, but so I tracked down. I was saying I tracked down my old LCS that I went to as a kid, and I went to it today, and I was completely disappointed. So I um, share you a picture of the outside of the current store. So the store moved, and it seems like they've moved a few times now. Um, and so this is the store now. It's basically like a converted house, and it's on a busy street, and there's not a lot of other stores around. There's an auto body shop here. This looks like it's a rental. So, but I was excited to go. Like, wow, it's the original shop that I used to go to as a kid, and I went in, and the original owner is still there. So this gentleman has to be. He looked a lot different, but when he spoke, I could tell it was him. I remember his voice from, being a teenager when I was at the store, and but this shop is in a really bad spot. No parking. I had to park somewhere down the street and then walk up. And I walk into the store, and it's a complete shit show. It is just a couple tables, couple like racks with long boxes just piled on top of each other. And they were in alphabetical order, organized, DC, Marvel. No bags and boards, just raw books in boxes and boxes on top of each other. the new books were all in front of like the counter, um, and it looked like there were several months of books, so I couldn't really even tell what books were, um, like this week's or last week's books. It was just kind of a mishmash of books. So I was really disappointed because this shop was probably, I mean, when you walked in, you basically took 7 or 8 steps and you were at the back of the store. It was very tiny. Counter was on the left hand side, and all the older books were on the right hand side. Just like I said, I should have took a picture. I was kind of really disappointed because the store that I used to go to as a kid was probably 6 times, 8 times the size of this store today, and it was well organized and just you knew where the new releases were, and books were on a single table, all the old issues. So I really walked out of the store disappointed. I kind of thought I might relive some childhood memories of going to this LCS. The owner was still there, and this gentleman has to be close to 70 years old because now, I remember him, in like 80, mid 80s, so 83, 84, 85. Um, and he had to be probably early 30s at that point. So we're talking 35 years ago. So, he's got to be almost 70. The owner's got to be almost 70 years old now. So, I mean, it's good to see that he's still in business, and, that he's now had a store. It opened in 1979. So he's had a store for 43 years. But man, this was a rough store. I definitely not sure I'd go back. Um, so it's just an interesting thing to see. Um, and then finally, today I went to my local library. I used the library quite often, but I guess I looked at my library card and it had expired in 2020. So evidently, or 20, maybe 2021, but evidently with, pandemic, I hadn't been going to the library too often. So I had to go get a new library card. So I wanted to go do that so that I could see if I could, um, see what graphic novels and things they had. And so they have a ton of graphic novels, but most of them are online now. So my library has a whole digital, you can basically go through their website and download PDF versions of the graphic novels. So because my library card had expired, they couldn't give me a new one because it was like over a year. They couldn't give me a new one in the library today. So I had to fill out a form and they're going to mail me one. So once they mail me, I'll be able to jump onto the website and be able to download versions. And basically what it does is, what happens is you check the book out, you download it, and it basically expires after a certain period of time. That I guess is it like a digital rights management program? So, after like say 2 weeks, you can't access the images within the file. So definitely going to go, once I get the card, definitely go check it out. It looked like they had about, I just did a quick search on Amazing Spider-Man and there were about 150 different, oh no, I did a search on Spider-Man. There were about 150 different graphic novels and books that they had that you could access. So um, definitely going to try to maximize that, and get caught up on some old stories. So yeah, just so interesting day. A couple weird experiences in the LCS. Got to see Hulk 181. Um, for the first time in person, a raw copy, and then just kind of a strange day in some of the other LCS that I went to. So, um, but yeah, I think trying to think if there's anything else I want to mention today. Oh, I started at the top of the show saying I'm going to meet up with Nick the Comic Nerd tomorrow. Him and I both we live not that far from each other, so we're going to go to our local LCS that we both happen to go to, but we just never we always go at different times. So we actually have a plan to meet up tomorrow. So it'll be good to meet up another community member. So trying to think what else, but what do you guys I know we only got a few people in the chat, but what are you guys looking to pick up this week? These were two that new series, um, Venom, Lethal Protector, and then obviously Wolverine Patch. So, what other books do you guys have on your radar now? No, I didn't pick up any DC books today. Actually, I didn't go into my main LCS, so I went to some backup LCSs that I've gone to before, and I actually didn't pick up any of the DC books. I have to actually look at my pull list and see if I actually have anything on the DC side for tomorrow. Let me see. Robin. So I have Robin on my pull list, and I think that's the only DC book I have. So Robin issue 12 is the only book I have, a DC book that I have um, on the pull list for tomorrow. So I didn't want to pick it up because I wasn't at my main LCS. So I figured since it's on the pull list, I'll pick it up at my main LCS. I like to, try to support them when I can. So um, these, like I said, the Wolverine Patch and the Venom, I hadn't added to my pull list yet because, I want to see if I want to continue to pick them up. So before adding them, I figured I'd read them and see where the series is going, and then I'll add them. So, um, yeah, I know I have to go check out. I think Legion Mark over at Legion dropped his video earlier today for his DC pickup. So I haven't watched that yet. So definitely going to go check that out. See what other DC books I missed. Let me see what else. Let me share this too. I use League of Comic Geeks. That's been one of my go-to for books. So let me share that. So what do we got? We've got Detective Comics 1058. That looks really good cover wise. Let's see what they got. Oh, not a lot of covers this week. Looks like we got some bullet holes in the cowl there. And then let's see. Oh, that's a pretty cool cover. So, let's see what else we got from DC this week. Oh, let's go. Well, you got Action Comics. And when is the Justice League 75? Isn't this week? No. Harley Quinn 13, Teen Titans Academy, Task Force Z. So yeah, let's see. Lethal Protector. I didn't see this cover today at the LCS that I went to. Let's see. They had this cover, which is pretty cool. And they had this cover. This one's pretty interesting, though. I don't know what the deal is with the chickens here. Venom hanging out with the chickens. But yeah, this variant here, that looks really good. Trade Virgin. But yeah, that looks pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to try to get them read tonight so I can see what the story is. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean that's the good thing about having the pull list set up is that you don't always have to get there every week. So that is nice about the pull list. But there's so many new books coming out that I don't always add them to the pull list immediately because I want to kind of check it out and see if it's a series I'm going to stick with. But So I don't always just immediately add them. So I just try to pick them up on the shelf. But I ran into that issue 2 weeks ago at my LCS with Punisher #1, where they were sold out, basically sold out in a couple hours. So I had to get a reorder on that one. Let's see, Robin, Demon Within. That's a pretty cool cover. Let's see what else we got. Good cover. This one looks like it. Batman shadow in the background there. That's pretty cool. Let's see. What else do we want to take a look at? I may. I've been sticking to Spider-Man as my main review, but I haven't done reviews of any other books. I'll talk about them on my Saturday show. Books that I've read and kind of go over it, but not an in-depth review like I do with the Amazing Spider-Man. So I might add a book. It's interesting. The reviews that other people do is great. Like Main Event does. He's just started his Fantastic Four, and I'm not reading Fantastic Four, but it's a good way to catch up on books that you're not reading when you have other people doing the reviews. Minutia Minute does a Batman review too, so there's some good way to catch up on some of the Batman titles that I'm not reading. So I do enjoy a good review because um, it does keep you up to speed on stories that you may not be reading. That's an interesting cover. There's a couple dead people lying there. So, um, yeah, that's true. That's that's a good idea. Didn't even think of that, but yeah, the fact that I'm gonna have to go check out that shop again on a Tuesday and see if they're actually dropping books early because I was under the impression that you couldn't do that. That Marvel, basically said, you couldn't put them on the shelf until Wednesday. Maybe that's not the case. Maybe I just thought that, but definitely gonna have to go check out that shop again. If there's a hot book, might be able to grab it early on a Tuesday there. So I'll definitely have to check that out. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll read Venom tonight. Maybe after I'm done with this stream and get a review out. So that might be a good idea. So, um, but yeah, I think that's it. Kind of just wanted to do a quick live stream and kind of break down some of the things that I did today with some of the LCSs and the library and things like that, and the fact that it's first time I've ever seen new Marvel books on a Tuesday. So, um, but I appreciate you guys coming out, stopping in tonight. I'll probably be on. I think Tylex the Mighty's doing a show tonight at 9. I think he's doing a kind of a catch up show, a kind of a haul. I think he's got a bunch of books that he hasn't shown off in a while, so he's doing a show at 9. So I'm probably going to stop in and check out that show tonight. Mr. Scotty Vaughn, how are you? I sent out your win from last Saturday's show. I think I sent it out Monday, so yesterday. I'm losing track of days. Monday, so it was in the mail on Monday, so you should have it hopefully by the end of the week. Um, so yeah, Scotty, I'm like you. I'm on vacation like this week, like you were a couple weeks ago. So I was out and about today, hit up a couple LCSs and taking care of you know some me time, some comic book stuff. So um, I appreciate you stopping in. But yeah, I was just kind of looking at the books that are coming out. Well, at least the Marvel books for tomorrow. So, um, but yeah. Hopefully, you should be there by the end of the week. I had sent out a few other packages too. I think I had a. Oh, I did some books the other day. I gave away some books on Slim's on Sean's Slim Comics and More's 1000 giveaway, subscriber giveaway show. I was on there and gave some books away too. So sent those out. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's been good. Good. I said earlier, like, in main event commented, like, he said, there's free time. So my wife's away. She actually went to go visit our daughter down in Orlando. And so I'm home alone. I've got I'm with the dogs. I'm home babysitting the dogs, but was able, I've been able to do some stuff that I want to do, run out to some LCSs. I've been playing some PlayStation 4. So it's been, it's a good couple days off so far. So I'm sure once everybody gets home later this week, I'll be back into the, doing all the things I normally do. But for now, I've got tomorrow as well. They don't get home until tomorrow night. So tomorrow night's more free time for me. So looking forward to it. Going to meet up Nick, the comic nerd, at our LCS tomorrow. So excited about that. We finally get to meet up. We keep missing each other at the LCS. So, yeah. So, think that's about it. I think I'm going to go on main event suggestion, or Jay. I'm going to go read Wolverine Patch and Wolverine Venom Lethal Protector and maybe drop an early review. That might be a good idea. So, but yeah, no, I appreciate everybody coming in tonight, checking out this kind of impromptu live stream. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the support too. And I have my live stream this Saturday. So I got two streams on Saturday. I don't know what I'm thinking, but I'm gonna do the Breakfast with Brian in the morning, and then Saturday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern, I'm doing the reveal of the 2022 Comic Book Community Award. So revealing all the new categories and the dates and all of the details around it. So hopefully you guys will, you can join me there, or, I'm going to open it up to, Q&A. If anybody wants to jump into the stream and come hang out, you're more than welcome to do that as well. So hopefully it's going to be a good stream and kick off this year's awards, and everybody, hopefully, we'll get off to a better start than we did last year. But, I'm excited about it. I'm excited to finally be able to get the details out, because it's been a little bit of planning in that. So yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna head out, guys. But yeah, thanks for stopping in. Have a great rest of your evening. I'm sure I'll see you guys around. I'm going to be jumping in a couple of the other live streams that are going on. I think Rod the Rican has his Lame or Frame show at 8. And like I said, Tylex is doing a show at 9. So I'll definitely be around tonight checking out some of those shows. So yeah, I'm excited too. I'm like I said, because I think we're at a good, we have a good start, and we have some good new categories. So want to kind of just get it out there. And so, see what the feedback is. Hopefully everybody enjoys it. So, but all right, guys, I'm going to head out. Have a great night. Let's see. Let's end with something. What video should I play? Let's see. Why don't we play the K-Tel Records presents the Comic Book Community. K-Tel Records presents Sounds of the Comic Book Community. This limited edition collection features some amazing goodness. Here's what you'll get. K. Titus sings the comic vet.
Well, everyone needs a vet of some sort, don't they? A vet for your pets. A vet for your comics. The comic vet.
Pocan Joe raps Wild Peasy.
I pull the sword from the stone, set back in my throne, meditating like a monk in a zone. From a DNA strand locked deep in my bones, I extract, make a track, make a million app clones.
Freaky Louie, Spider-Woman.
No relation, but some conditions can still make a web line. She ain't gonna act just like the rest. Her chromosomes have no why. Best thing about being Spider-Woman is
Whack Comics. Drop it like a comic book. Titus. Whack your fang fang.
This song is for you, Trigger. Whack your comics, not your thing thing. Whack your comics, not your thing thing. Not the whack whack, but the whack whack on the whack whack instead of the lotion. I got whack lotion. I think the whack lotion. Yay!
Free Key Louie. You down with LCS?
You down with LCS? You down with LCS? You down with LCS?
And you'll get this amazing bonus remix track by DJ Lynx. DJ remixes The Comic Vet.
This is True Titus. This is True Titus. Hello and how are you? This is True Titus. This is True Titus. This is True Titus. Hello and how are you? I'm fine. I'm fine. I hope that you are too. The Comic Vet. The Comic Vet. The Comic Vet.
And there are many, many, many more. This collection will be available for a limited time. Send cash payments only for your 8-track